Hey, gun people! Man, I'm a little late on this one. I was in the middle of that need to feed in Dallas. So, I haven't had a chance to review this UPS hijacking. Man, I'm telling you people, we have lost. The cops have no more common sense. There is absolutely zero accountability. And you are nothing more than a shield for the police. And the excuses I'm hearing these cops for killing two innocent people, I'm telling you, we'd never take a shot if somebody was in damage when I was a cop. If somebody had a hostage, you would never shoot. You don't risk an innocent person's life to catch a guilty person. You'd rather the guilty person get away than an innocent person lose their life. That's been the cornerstone of police work and peace officers since I started. And to see this outrageous 19 cops firing over 200 rounds from 5 different agencies, just spraying and praying every damn pesky citizen on the highway in their car. Didn't care about backstop, didn't care about round liability or accountability. I mean, it was just outrageous. And then some of the things that I'm reading here, I'm just like, really? It was a nightmare. Gunfire erupted. It didn't erupt. The cops chased him. The cops cornered him. It would be like chasing an armed suspect into a school and opening fire on a suspect and killing 10 kids, going, hey, we caught the bad guy. It wasn't our fault. The guy shot at us. It would be like citizens saying, you know what? A bad guy went into a group of cops and fired his gun. I shot the bad guy. So what if I killed 5 cops? I was shooting a bad guy. The bad guy started it. I mean, now people can go ahead and shoot cops if a bad guy shoots in front of them and we can say we're shooting for them. Because that's what the government's doing to us. Absolutely outrageous. Holy smokes. I can't believe that there aren't riots, that the Attorney General isn't involved. This is the most outrageous police. Well, no, it isn't. I've seen so much outrageous police. This isn't as bad. Guy's 41, driving his UPS truck, taking hostage, didn't do anything wrong. Some other dude's sitting in his car going back from work. He gets killed. Absolutely crazy. He fought with a positive attitude. That's the guy that got killed. Yeah, let's make him sound like a hero. I'm on my way home. 200 freaking cops show up. 19 of them spray and pray, firing 200 rounds, and I'm dead. Well, let's put a positive spin on that. How can we do that? Well, let's say he fought with a positive attitude. Oh, that sounds great. Guy's dead, but he fought with it. Are you kidding me? I mean, I just can't believe I'm reading what the news is saying. It's just outrageous. For this to happen, I think it's just unnecessary. No shit. It's totally our tactics should be applied. And they weren't. Really? No shit. 2 innocent people are killed. Bunch of cars shot. Probably a bunch of people injured. And you ever notice when the cops screw up, they can't release information because it's a ongoing investigation? But when the government looks good, man, they release video, they show it, they release body cam. We just want to be transparent. We want everybody to know. Are people that stupid that they don't understand how they're being manipulated by our government non-free press? The press that represents the government? I mean, it's just outrageous. I mean, most people have seen this video, and I've got 4 or 5 different clips. I'm trying to get the info so everybody kind of has an idea. Police got a call, a hole up 417. At least one woman was hurt in a robbery, and they're going to talk about this. He got in a shootout with him. The woman had surgery. That wasn't the cop's fault. That was the robber's fault. All of this is the robber's fault up until the point that 19 cops fired 200 rounds with innocent civilians as their backdrop. I mean, it's like, hey, I need all you citizens to line up over here because we're going to have a shootout and we want you guys to give us a safe backdrop. Are you kidding me? I mean, it's just crazy. Soon after police call, gunshots, a long chase, 25 miles. 25 miles and probably over 100 vehicles. 5 different agencies. That's the problem when government grows. That's why government... See, when I started as a cop, the community needed cops. And the cops needed community. Cops didn't have a whole bunch of backup. They couldn't get 50 units. They couldn't get 100 units by getting on the radio. they had to rely on good citizens. He had to rely on help and citizens, be a part of the community. You couldn't turn the community against you because they were your backup. They were going to help you. But now, who cares about you pesky citizens? We're just doubling the size of government every 2 years. And you know what? We don't need you damn pesky citizens. You guys ain't nothing but backdrops for our shooting practice. Absolutely outrageous. I mean, anybody that's not offended by this, and any cop with a straight face that says these cops did good, you are a bold-faced freaking liar. I just can't believe it. Police officers left their vehicles and approached the UPS. Oh, they're so brave. They left their vehicles and hid behind innocent people's vehicle with their weapons drawn. Ooh, it must be dangerous. Their weapons are drawn. Ooh, police work is so dangerous. We should let them discredit or desecrate the flag and put a blue line in the middle of it because their job is so dangerous. Are you kidding me? The only dangerous people is being a freaking citizen in the U.S. nowadays. It's freaking crazy. I don't know what it's going to take for R2, but all right, shots rang out. No, they didn't. The cops cornered them and charged them around innocent people. Why wouldn't you let them go? Why wouldn't you give them escape? Why wouldn't you stay far enough back to where they couldn't shoot at you? Well, Rick, then government couldn't get to shoot 200 rounds and 19 people couldn't get paid vacations and they couldn't look like heroes that they saved the day because they killed 2 innocent people. Oh my God. All right. 13 officers were shot at. Aw, those poor little officers. They had their bulletproof vests on and their shiny badges and their guns and their pepper spray and their tasers and their batons and probably their knee pads and their donuts. And 13 of them were shot at. Ooh, man, all those police officers are real heroes. They chased a guy with guns, and when he shot at them, they all just sprayed and prayed and killed 2 innocent people. Damn, we need more hero cops. Out-freaking rageous. Let me get some of the video. Okay, here's what CBS had to say about this.
Chase near Miami that ended with a shootout on a busy highway. Just terrifying sounds there as police shot it out with 2 alleged armed robbers. That was
this guy's just standing there. He don't look like he's scared.
Yesterday, both suspects were killed.
Wow, both suspects were killed. Wow, the police are heroes. Wow, if we just paid more taxes and had more government and let them take the guns from honest citizens, then they could just run around shooting everybody and wouldn't have to worry about being shot back. Why is it in this day and age that I'm rooting for freaking criminals? I mean, I'm a retired cop. I did 30. My whole life has been carrying a gun for the government, and I am rooting for the bad guys because government is so out of control and unaccountable. It is like a freaking shooting gallery, and every civilian in these cars is a freaking duck. And the cops are like, hey, get your guns. It's freaking duck practice. Are you kidding me?
Along with their hostage and another person caught in the crossfire. Our lead national correspondent, David Begnaud, is at the scene in Miramar, Florida. David, good morning. That video, my goodness.
Oh, my goodness.
Tony, you look at that video and you wonder how the person who recorded it was able to keep their composure given what was happening right in front of them.
No, I'm wondering why the hell government and our legislators and our Supreme Court hasn't stopped freaking cops from going out there playing wide earp at OK Corral at freaking high noon with 50 innocent people there. Kids in cars. I mean, people that have nowhere to go, they're trapped. And the cops set up a freaking shooting gallery. Out freaking rageous.
Our CBS Miami station reports as many as 200 rounds may have been fired by police at the UP.
If they're reporting 200, that means 300 or 400. Because we never get the honest truth from government or the damn media.
Van in order to take down the suspects. Remember, this all happened.
Actually, they didn't need 200 rounds or more to take down the suspects. They fired 200 rounds because they just sprayed and prayed and they killed 2 innocent people and a bunch of other cars. So they didn't need to fire 200 rounds.
In 5 o'clock traffic, it started south of here at a jewelry store. The suspects went in, attempted to rob it, got into a shootout with the gun with the store owner.
This is over jewelry, people. 2 people are dead. Families are trashed. Kids are growing up without fathers, uncles, a mother. I mean, 2 people are freaking dead over jewelry. And they're not even safe. They got away with some jewelry. The cops were just like, yeehaw, we get a chance to shoot our guns. Let's get 100 police cars, 5 different agencies, and see how many cops we can circle the wagons and just shoot the hell out of everybody that gets in our way. Unfreaking believable.
Then hijack the UPS van. They start driving north, and apparently they put the hostage, the UPS driver, in the middle of the front part of the truck. He's on his knees during the chase.
Okay, so this is a mistake, and if you're ever taken hostage, you need to realize, especially in this day and age, the freaking cops are going to be shooting at you. So you need to start formulating a plan on how to become part of that floor, jumping out of a moving car and taking your damage while you're driving. If it looks like you're going to get trapped, jump out and take your knocks on the concrete. Take a chance that maybe the bad guy will waste ammo on you, because if you stay in the car and expect government to save you, you're going to look like Swiss freaking cheese, and the government will be holding press conferences afterwards talking about what a great job we did and how we saved everybody by killing 2 innocent people. How can people not be rioting in the streets, burning down freaking government bill? I mean, it's just freaking crazy. Absolutely zero accountability.
Which ends right here when the suspects hit traffic, and they could go no further. And that's when the cops moved in.
That's when the cops moved in. No, that's when the cops made a horrible decision. I mean, I can't believe the way they report this. If I was reporting this, I mean, this is when the cops use absolutely no common sense, bad judgment, bad tactics. They endangered everybody. They didn't stop to think. They ran up and started a gunfight at 5 o'clock traffic when people were trapped. The government was absolutely out of control. People need to hang. People need to be fired. People need to lose their jobs because of this. That's what ought to be reporting. Instead, we got bootlicker media out there talking about, oh, the cops moved in. Wow. That sounds so good, Rick. Let's hear that again.
Further, and that's when the cops moved in.
Moved in. Wow.
Police swarmed the busy intersection in Miramar, Florida, as they closed in.
Look at all these freaking cops. This is the how many people do you think they endangered getting to where they're at? How many people they pass on the side of the road? They ran around, speeding. All these cops didn't just appear here. Whenever there's a chase, it takes a long time for cops, because they're all in different areas, to catch up. And the only way to catch up to a guy going 80 miles an hour is you got to go 100, 120. You ain't catching a guy going 80 by going the speed limit. You ain't catching a guy going 80 by going 10 miles over the speed limit. You have to endanger everybody and go 100 to 120 miles an hour to catch a guy going 80. And look how many cops did that just to get on scene. Because, God forbid that we have 2 shooters and we need 200 cops. How many of these cop cars got 2 people in it? Out freaking rate. You talk about too much government. Every time I hear idiots going, we need more cops, that'll fix it. Yeah, I always hear these idiots on these conservative channels in Dallas. Dallas is 1,000 officers now. We need 1,000. Dallas has 1,000 officers. And they don't do shit. They don't arrest anybody. They don't do jack shit with their 1,000 officers. And somehow, some idiot is running around on the radio going, oh, if we could just double their, it would make it so much safer and the officers could do their job better. And we could stop crime and we could be all heroes again. When the hell has doubling government ever helped anybody but government? But I digress. Let's get back to this.
2 armed suspects and the driver they had abducted. The chase started in Coral Gables, about 24 miles away, after the 2 suspects attempted to rob a jewelry store.
Okay, that's the key. Did you hear that? Attempted to rob. That means they didn't even get jewelry. That means the cops killed these 2 people just to catch them because they were fleeing felons. Not only did they catch them, they killed them, which I don't really have a big problem with. But you don't kill somebody and take, collateral damage, 2 people. Are you kidding me? I mean, if I go after, 20 people in a neighborhood and I kill the whole neighborhood because there's 40 people, that's acceptable? That's considered good? That's considered government doing their job? Oh, it's a sad mistake. But, the bad guys caused it. So because I killed everybody in a freaking neighborhood, I'm telling you, man, they're going to start issuing freaking cops grenades and freaking handheld nukes to go out and do their freaking job. It's just outrageous. I am so disgusted with law enforcement and government.
In the back alley, about 8 to 10 rounds fired.
The armed suspects got into a gunfight with the store owner. injuring one of the employees before.
Okay, here's a clue, people. We call this a clue. The store owner, who was armed, doesn't have any police training, doesn't have a bulletproof vest, doesn't have backup. He got in a gunfight with him. One person was injured by the bad guys. The store owner didn't shoot anybody. Damn. That sounds like the freaking untrained citizen is a lot safer with a gun than the damn trained government. We call that a freaking clue. Outrageous.
Before fleeing the scene, reportedly with some of the diamonds. Right after that, they hijacked a UPS.
Oh, now he said he fled with some diamonds. Okay, cool. At least we got the diamonds back. I mean, they were probably damaged to shit from the 200 rounds that blew them into little freaking specks of ice. But, you know, what? Oh, Jesus.
And took the driver hostage. They led police on a high-speed chase.
I didn't see one thing high speed in this chase. They said a high-speed chase. Does anybody see high speed? I don't see high speed.
Swerving around vehicles multiple times to avoid capture.
Wow, that's really high speed. How high speed can you be in a freaking UPS van? You'll turn the damn thing over if you take a corner more than 30 miles an hour.
But when they hit bumper-to-bumper traffic, they had no option.
Okay, so this guy has good situational awareness. He sees this guy behind him, and he looks in his mirror and sees freaking 400 flashing blue and red lights. And you know what he does? He goes, I don't give a shit about the law. I don't give a shit about these cars. I'm creating some freaking distance. He got the hell out of there. All these people should have bailed out of their car and started running. Put your car in park, bail, and start running away from the cops. The cops are not your friends. They're not coming there to save you. If you can't figure that out from this video, then you're just a freaking lost cause. I don't know what it's going to take for you to figure out that government is out of control. They are the biggest danger and gang to citizens and to honest people who are out there paying taxes. You pesky taxpayers, the biggest threat to your life and safety is freaking government. Outrageous.
But to stop. And that's when the police moved in, appearing to use some of the bystander vehicles as she...
Appearing? They ducked down. There's probably a woman in here with kids, and these cops with bulletproof vests who caused this entire incident, who ran up and created this, are hiding behind the car so the woman and her kids in the car can take the rounds and protect them. I mean, if this doesn't cause a judge, some ACLU, some group to file some massive lawsuit against government out of control power and get this to the Supreme Court, because this can stop overnight, people. The Supreme Court, any of the appellate courts could issue an injunction and say, you cops will not chase anybody till we get this figured out anymore. You will let people go. We are not going to have citizens turned into Swiss cheese because you cops want to chase everybody, corner them in a busy intersection at 5 o'clock, and kill everybody in sight. But some court right now could issue an injunction in this freaking city and say, pursuits of suspects stop now till you show me we got a policy that's going to protect these innocent people. They're real good about telling us, hey, you don't need your gun, we'll protect you. Government's great about telling us, hey, cops have no duty to protect you. You're on your own. But when it comes to protecting you from government, all you hear is freaking crickets. People better wake the hell up. We better take this damn country back.
Fields as they fired at the UPS van.
The armed suspects engaged law enforcement.
Listen to this guy. This is I don't know if this is FBI or some cop, but he's given the armed suspect engaged the cops. No. The cops trapped him in a busy intersection at 5 o'clock with a bunch of innocent people and gave him nowhere to go and ran up to him with guns. The cops caused this. Rick, the bad guys caused it. The bad guys were running. Had the cops stopped, they wouldn't have killed anybody. Well, Rick, they can't just let them get away. If you're going to kill innocent people, you do. I mean, what if these guys got on a bus, would they turn it into freaking, what's that Clint Eastwood movie where The Gauntlet? Would they just open up on a truck full of innocent people so they can say we got the two bad guys? I mean, it's just outrageous.
Fire, and unfortunately, the suspects are now deceased.
Unfortunately, the suspects are... Who gives a shit about the suspects? They're the ones who caused this. What about the two innocent people?
A senior law enforcement source confirms to our Miami station that the...
See this car? This car is literally pushing this car, which is pushing this car. Now, a lot of people will sit here and take a chance of getting shot instead of damaging their car. If this was my car, my tires would be smoking because I'd have it floored and I would be pushing everybody. And if these cops use my car, I'd throw it in reverse and ram one of their freaking cars. There is no way I am letting you use me as a freaking backstop for you to shoot around me. That shit ain't happening. Well, that's just me.
The 19 officers who opened fire on that UPS truck worked for 5 different agencies. Officers who opened fire on that UPS truck worked. Senior law enforcement source confirms to our Miami station that the 19 officers who opened fire on that UPS truck worked for 5 different agencies. After the shootout, at least one body was visible next.
Look at all these cops. Oh shit, thank God the fire department showed up. Hell, they might have to pick up a banana peel that somebody was eating while they were in a shootout.
To that vehicle. The gunfight killed an innocent
Maybe that's an ambulance. Look at all these cars, people. Are you kidding me? I still got a couple videos.
bystander who was in their car nearby.
Look at all these cop cars. I started counting and I got to like 50 or 60 and I was like, are you kidding me? Because this goes all the way back. It is crazy how many cops wanted to get in a shootout. I am really surprised only 2 people were killed.
And we learned the other victim who died is the abducted truck driver.
And you know what? Guess what? People will say like, well, his family will win in court. Who cares? They lost their son, they lost their father, they lost their brother, uncle. Who cares if they win? I mean, well, they'll get a lot of money. It's not their money. It's taxpayer money. The idiots who caused this, the cops who failed to follow any procedure, and if they don't have a policy on this, they should, and if they don't, they're liable, but they're not liable. They all get immunity, and the pesky taxpayers pick up the bills. Absolutely outrageous.
27-year-old Frank Ordonez.
Our condolences go to the families of the deceased of today's unfortunate incident.
Oh, it's an unfortunate incident. And their condolences go out. Well, Rick, at least he gave him his condolences. Well, that's because you're a freaking idiot. I don't want your condolences. Don't freaking kill me because you're too dumb not to trap freaking people at 5 o'clock traffic where nobody can get away.
Yesterday was apparently Frank's first day as a solo truck driver. He had just completed his training. Listen, there are a lot of people this morning, many of them on social media, raising questions about whether the police were right to fire as many shots as they did into open traffic with a...
People raising questions? Everybody should be outraged and flooding and storming every government official they know. This is absolutely unacceptable. People, when you let things like this go, this is how you get government rolling up on tanks at the next armed robbery and just start running over citizens' cars while the people are in it, saying we got to catch the guy with our tank. This is what happens. Outrageous.
A lot of bystanders. Anthony, the head of the local police union, the Miami-Dade Union, was very clear in telling the Miami Herald the suspects opened fire first.
Does anybody think that matters to the 2 dead people? Oh, well, shit. If the suspect opened up first, hell, that's okay. I mean, that's fair then. I agree. 19 cops should have fired 200 rounds because the other suspect, like I said, if these guys ran into a school and they would have killed 2 children or 15 children, would people still be sitting around going, well, it's their fault. It's not the cops' fault because, the suspect started it. Are you kidding me?
Telling the Miami Herald the suspects opened fire first, and that's why the officers did what they did.
Oh, so because they fired first, everything else is justified. Okay, so if I get on top of a building and shoot down, they can call in demolition, just blow up the whole damn building in order to catch me because I fired first. Who cares if there's 100 people in the building? We'll just blow up the building because there's a crazy man on top shooting. Does anybody see logic in this freaking ignorance?
David, a very scary scene. Thank you.
Very scary. Oh, look. These 2 guys are so... All right, where's another video? Hang on. Okay, they have part of this in the news footage we just saw. Dude, if you're a citizen and this happens, the best place you can be is on the other side. See this curb here? If they hit the ground, it's going to go up. You're on top. You're silhouetting. You're getting yourself higher. You need to become part of this concrete on the other side of this curb and use this curb as protection. Keep your head down and lay as flat as you can. Okay, if you can't run, laying flat where the suspects are shooting, because the cops will shoot around you. If you're here, you're likely to get shot by the cops or the suspect. I mean, people need to work on their survival skills. Hell, in Virginia, it's probably a felony if I teach this. They don't want you teaching karate or any way to defend yourself. YouTube don't want you out here teaching people how to defend themselves. Government doesn't want you because they just want you to be victims. They want these people to say, hey, thanks for coming and saving me, officer. I know those other guys died, but I didn't. Thanks a lot, man. Let me buy you a donut. Let me give you free coffee or 50% off. Let me shake your hand. You're a hero. Are you kidding me? Okay, I got another one here. Okay, here's another one. This is a different side. This is on this side. You're going to see a little bit different on the cars. This doesn't have any audio. So this car gets out of Dodge. Smart move. He doesn't care if he hits people. I don't care. I'm creating distance. This car's trying to create distance, but actually all these cars are setting people. Nobody got out of their car and ran. Look at all these cops with long guns shooting. Still pulling up. Bullets are firing. These guys are trapped. Nobody got out of their car and ran. They all stayed in their car. I mean, they shot so many damn rounds. I don't know if this is a UPS driver or this is the other guy. This guy looks like he's still shooting standing up. He falls on top of the UPS driver. Absolutely outrageous. Look at these guys standing out in the open. Rick, they were in fear of their life. That's why they... Really? All the cops I know that are fearing their life, they never leave cover. They never stand in front of cover, in front of a vehicle, stand out in the open, legs spread, just standing out there shooting. These cops don't look scared at all. They look like they're at a freaking shooting gallery and just getting ready to practice with their new shiny bullets. Out freaking rageous. They're shooting this way. All these people are in danger. These cops over here are shooting this way. Everybody over here is in danger. Man. And these guys are staying with this car as it moves. I don't know if you watch this. The car moves up, and these cops still try to stay with them. City cops? No, don't leave. Don't leave. Screw it. I'd be running those. Ain't no damn way you're using me as a damn bullet block. So this guy starts bailing. This is a lot of open road here. These guys could be bailing. This UPS driver might have lived if he'd have jumped out of the car earlier when he saw he wasn't thinking ahead. Sometimes you got to pick your opportunity. I'm not victim shaming. Somebody's going to come here. Man, it wasn't his. I'm not saying it's his fault. I'm saying if you're in that situation, you got to start planning ahead. You've got to plan your escape. You've got to keep your head and stay in the game situation. When's the best chance for me to make a break? Hell, if there was a guy standing in this open door, I'd have jumped out, jumping on top of him. I'd have used him as a cushion and then rolled off of him. We'd both hit the ground. I'm not staying in a freaking car when I know the freaking crazy ass government has 100 freaking bullet chasing, donut eating idiots coming after me. I'm getting the hell out of this van. But 200 rounds. These guys are still running way back here. You think these guys who are shooting are fearing their life? You think this guy standing in open's fearful? This guy? You think he's fearful? These guys shooting this way. I wish they'd have shot more cops. I wish these cops would have shot this guy and these guys would have shot this guy. Maybe then they would change their tactics. Maybe then government would say, you know what? Maybe we could do this better. But instead, only 2 innocent pesky tax-paying citizens got killed. We did fine. Wasn't our fault. It was their fault. They started it. Absolutely outrageous. All right, I think that's it on the video. This might be a different angle.
And he's getting out of the seat there, getting out of the driver's seat. We have police officers on the ground here. We have police officers with weapons drawn, circulating around. There are shots being fired. We can hear the shots being fired. You can see the gunfire there coming in and out, a number of shots being fired. We're going to go around to the other side, Joe. Nice and easy. Yeah.
Outrageous.
Yep.
All right, that's all the video. Hey, I know I went long and I know I said a lot and I repeated a lot, but People, you got to get outraged on this. People cannot just keep saying, oh, well, it was a mistake. Oh, well, we have to support them. Oh, well, it's a tough job. Oh, well, they need more training. Oh, well, if we only had more cops, if we only had more gun control, maybe those guys wouldn't have guns. Criminals don't care about laws. There are 30,000 gun laws on the books. The government doesn't prosecute probably 29,000. That leaves 1,400. I bet you it's 29,500 they don't prosecute. No, is there? Yeah, I think there's 30,000 rules right now, gun laws on the books that aren't being enforced. And somehow idiots out there are saying if we take guns from good people, somehow that will make the problem better. Stop drinking the freaking Kool-Aid, people. All right, I know my regular viewers get it, but in case I got some drive-bys coming here, why are you picking on the cops? They're here to protect us. They're a hero. Shut up, you freaking idiot. All right, we'll end that there.